And here we go. Let me see if I got, okay, everything's turned up. I am back to my tablet with my Bluetooth here, and I sure hope you guys can hear me. Welcome to my channel. This is the Floozie channel. It is also the home of The Essential Blossom when I make videos for that, and they'll be titled The Essential Blossom. This video is going to be just a sit and chat with me. I am going to show you a couple of things I got yesterday. I did not do a Vlogust video yesterday because we went, hubby and I went to a farmer's market and went and spent some time together, and I just decided that I needed that day to do that, and I didn't video. I've only missed I think, 3 days of filming this whole month, so not bad. Okay, what did I get? Uh, I didn't get any yarn, although I did pick up. We went into the first little store we went into. Well, we went to the farmer's market, and that was very small, and there was music playing, and so I thought, well, I'm not going to video. We picked up all kinds of veggies, and we got some cantaloupe, which is delicious. I don't know how y'all eat your cantaloupe. We eat ours with a little bit of salt on it, and we let it warm up to nearly room temperature. I like mine just slightly chilled, not cold because it's hard on the teeth, but slightly chilled. And then potatoes, peppers, squash. We had 3 different kinds of squash. Tomatoes. Got some salsa, some bread and butter pickles, because I didn't do any this year. Mine are all gone. Beef jerky. Thinking. You see me thinking? Also, after we left there, we found this. It was a little too early for lunch, so we walked into this first little store. Seems like I got something else in there, but now I can't remember what it was. But I picked up this pineapple crochet doily, which the guy was pretty sure that one of his relatives had made. And here's the tag on it. $7. And so this is a really pretty color. And I know that this was handmade because I notice here on the back you can see where the ends were woven in. See that? So I checked it out and I was like, well, this one is for $7 handmade. That's the highway robbery. You know, because this is just, oh my gosh, unbelievable. It's worth so much more than that. So that little store had just bits and pieces. They really didn't have a whole lot of stuff that I like to look at. They had some furniture. I don't have any place to put furniture. And I also picked up a little something for you guys. It came in this little plastic deal, little Rubbermaid. Can y'all see those? So, they're thimbles. Somebody's thimble collection. And there's all different things on them. Animals and like there's dogs, birds. Here's one that says best wishes. So, if you're looking for those, because when the mail goes out, there's probably going to be a thimble in there. And, oh, we stopped at a place before we got there, too. There was a little town that we went through, and I picked up a bread machine for $8, which I had an electric bread machine a while back, but my youngest daughter was eating gluten-free for a while, and so when she was making her own bread loaves, we dedicated that machine to the gluten-free because you can't cross-contaminate wheat. And so she got that. And I haven't had one. And I've been making handmade bread for quite a while. So I thought, well, you know what? I might just try it out for $8. And I'll let you know if it works and how that goes. And of course, I had to get this. He had this in his store, and he said, just take it. Isn't she adorable? Yeah, it's a fly swatter, guys. Covered in yard. And this is one of those older mesh fly swatters. How cute is that? I do. Haven't cleaned it up yet, and it needs it. It's pretty dusty, dirty. It's even got a hanger, which is put on with a safety pin. I'm going to have to fix that, but yeah, pick that up. And I got 2 dresses. There was a very nice store that was like a commission consignment, so people rent booths in there. And there was one booth that had we picked up 3 bars of soap, and there was a booth there that had essential oils and stuff, but there was nothing in there related to knitting or crochet. So I spoke to them about possibly renting a booth from them. And this was in Vernon, and that's only about an hour or so from us. You never know. And they had all kinds of stuff. So got 2 dresses. They're the long, almost to the floor with the splits at the side. I love those. I live in them. And so I got something for the baby, but I can't say what it is. My hubby picked it out. They had a really cute little booth for baby stuff. They had another booth that had toys and stuff in there, but I didn't get any of that either. I'm working on that blanket. So it's coming along. But you know, I'm almost out of this color right here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. And then I'm going to start the other one. So I'm going to put like a large section in between. And then do some more of the other. Because I only had that one. What else? So, what y'all up to? Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Seems like everybody's getting it. School has started, and people are getting into the swing of that. My grandson has started, and he's doing really good. Loves it. He's a lot more tired at night, and the schedule is helping, but my daughter is tired too, being that she is right in the middle of this pregnancy and him starting school and trying to get onto a schedule. They're tired too. And what else? So I've been working on the website. If any of you guys have been to see the website, just remember it's a work in progress. I had a sale today. Thanks, Alex. Alex got something from me and everything went through just fine. But he said, "You need a shopping cart." And I went, "I know." So he helped buy me a shopping cart. I went on and earlier and did that and upgraded my website so that I could have a shopping cart, and that way I could keep track of my inventory and all of those things. So I'm fixing to have to make a couple of orders for some supplies. I'm working on labels right now for products. I've got a couple of things in there, but I need to get some stuff made and get my labels on there. So yeah, there's a way to go ahead with the stuff that I do have so far. There is a way to go ahead and purchase from me if you wanted to. It's theessentialblossom.com. And I am working on that. I'll be working on that for the next few nights, probably getting it all straightened out. uh, Tomorrow, the my boss is coming in. I work for a couple that own the place, and they have several businesses here in town. They have a couple of restaurants, and then they have the place I work for. They have an Ace Hardware here. And anyway, she's coming in tomorrow to help me do some stuff up there. So I'm excited to get to work with her tomorrow because I don't get to very often. She and I were talking about, in the beginning that we would make stuff and do stuff up there, and she has been so busy working in the restaurants, she hasn't had time. So I'm excited I'll get to work with her tomorrow. And I'll get to learn something new. And I've got to make some stock up there too. I've got some things that are running low that I've got to get done. So, oh yeah. So someone was saying to me they wanted to just have me do just a sit and chat. So that's really what we're doing. We're just going to sit and chat. Um, if you haven't been following my vlogs, I finished this shawl. This is the one I've been working on for a couple of months. This is called the Life Changes Shawl. It's by Laura Concert. You can find her on Love Crafts. And you can find her on Ravelry, and she has yarn now. She's dyeing yarn. I'm going to have to get some of that pretty soon. So I sat down this evening and went through my bin of stuff. I have a shelf, and it's got all the things that I have made that can go in my shop. So my store, my online store. Uh, and I've got a lot more stuff there than I thought I had. You know, I got so discouraged with Etsy because I just wasn't getting any sales. I was not getting any traffic. I was not getting any sales, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do a little bit of advertising somewhere for it. We'll see how that goes. I think if there was something else I was wanting to chat with you guys about. I did want to mention, I have mentioned this once before, but for newer podcasters or just anybody that's kind of wondering, I have talked about it before, and I'll try to leave a link below. Um, I use for I'm I'm using my tablet to record, and I record to a card, and then I load that into my computer, my desktop computer, and I use a program called One Shot Photo, One Shot Video Editor, and it is an open source video editing system. It was free. And then I do all my editing and put everything together and anything I need to do with it. And then after that gets done, then I send it to a program called Handbrake, and it squeezes it together and makes it a smaller file. And then I can load it a lot faster that way. Because out here where I live, I don't have the ability to upload as fast as it is in, say, the city. Just don't have it. No matter what speed we get downloading, I only get one going up. So what do they call those? KPSs or MPSs or whatever it is, gigs per second or stuff. Whatever. They always tell you you get, such and such download. Well, we only get a certain amount of download. But no matter what the download is, I only get one of those for an upload. And that's what takes forever. What was it I was watching? Somebody was talking about that on their podcast, and how they were going to tell them, okay, this is what time it is. So you watch, and when this gets finished, then I'm going to upload it. She says, I want y'all to see how fast that happens because it's really slow. I don't remember who it was. that leads me into living in the country. So where I live, um, I just want to say, people will say to you, well, why don't you move somewhere else? You know, why do you live out there in the country? I met my hubby online, and I have been living here with him for 15 years. And this is our home. This was his home, and I moved in with him, and this is where we live. And this property we live on has been in the family for generations. It's an old house on a big piece of land, and I like living in the country. So when I talk about living in the sticks or any of that kind of stuff, don't get me wrong. I like living in the country. What I'm talking about is I know other people who live in the country can relate to this, and how it's a it's just a different way of living. You have to, like when I first moved here, I was living in a town that was real close to another larger town. Both of the larger towns that I'm situated in between are probably 100,000 people, and the town I lived in before was just outside of that 100,000 population town, and we called that a bedroom community next to the other town. This out here is not even a bedroom community; it's just plain out sticks. We have probably, I think the last census was somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,000 in the whole county. And in town, I want to say it was 600 people in the town. I listened to a podcast called Small Town Murder. It's the one that Ross from Smells Like Yarn talks about. He went to see them recently, and I think it's hilarious when they're talking about the small towns and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Because they're talking about, okay, so if you take this town and you put it on the map, and you look at how big it is, it only encompasses about 1 square mile. That's us. Yep, itty bitty. So if you are going to go to either Abilene or Wichita Falls from here, then you are going to make a list, and you're going to cover a lot of ground when you go to town, because you've got 2 or 3 places you're going to go to. The older people in town go to their doctors in Abilene, and um, it's tough because they have to try to get the whole day in, and they're exhausted when they get back home. And I know it's like that in the city too, but if you add in the driving time, hour and a half there and an hour and a half back, that's a day. And it's kind of hard for me too now. When I first moved here, I would have been able to go running around all day long and loved it. Okay, but yeah, I just it was quite an adjustment when I moved out here, because it was like we just had this little grocery store down here, and what you call it, like a full service grocery store. It's not like a 7-Eleven or anything like that. It's a grocery store, but they're limited, you know. And you've got to be careful because some of that stuff you got to watch your expiration dates and stuff like that. The produce, they don't get the best produce. I always say we're on the end of the line. So we've got a couple of gas stations, we've got a grocery store, we have 2 full service restaurants, a couple of burrito shops, we have a hospital and a clinic, and we have a nursing home, we have the high school and the grade school, but the junior high is in another little town, but it's a part of the same school system. As far as shopping, I had a beauty shop and I did not have any shopping because I didn't have enough traffic for it. I would order you what you wanted, you know, like shampoo and stuff, but I didn't stock anything because I just had to pay for it at the end of the year. You have to pay tax on your stock, and I didn't want to do that with it, and I didn't want it just sit there. And so now that I have closed my shop, there are 2 beauty shops there in town. One nail person. There is no place to go get. There's there's one little place. There's a little bitty boutique type place in one of the beauty shops. I think that has some clothes. I've never been in there, for I don't care for the owner. And I'm trying to think if there's any place else to. We used to have a florist, and there was a gift shop in there, but she has closed. Not much. The place I work for, we do have gift stuff there, but it's not. Hang on, let me get you where you can just a touch. You kind of see what I'm doing. We have the essential oils, and we have the health products, and we have a few gift items, but um, you know, the candles and the milks and the warmers, and so not much shopping in this town. We have Pink Ladies, which is a resale shop. I've told y'all about them, but the one that we have here in town, unfortunately, has gone way down. I was in there the other day. They didn't have nothing. As a matter of fact, the stuff they had looks like it's the same stuff they've had for a couple years. So I was not impressed. I didn't even find any shirts. I tried to find shirts for my hubby for like for working outside. He likes the long sleeve shirts that are real thin, light colored, because it's so hot. But they didn't even have any of that. I have bought stuff from them before. I go in there looking at their bags, like Crystal from Bag O' Day does. She goes and looks at the bag handles, on the bags, and they do have bags, but they're so marred up and they're not worth buying. I try to see if they have totes and things like that. They're just off. So anyway, they're I told my hubby the other day I'm not even sure if I'm gonna take my stuff down now because it seems like they're just processing. They get stuff in and then they take stuff to the Salvation Army in Abilene, all of their excess. And I think they're just processing. I don't think they're even putting much out. So we're going to go back to the other one, which is about 20 miles in the other direction. And we'll just keep going to it because that's the one where I can get all those books and stuff. I was hoping that we would run into some shops the other yesterday, but nobody had any of that kind of thing. I was like, darn it. Look for some good stuff. Let's see, what else? What else about living in the country? Oh, and then there's the dirt road. I showed y'all the dirt road on one of my drives. Holy moly, when it really rains, I'm not going anywhere. Dirt road, the car is never clean. It's always got like I said, I need a big, the spray can of air. I need a big one. Spray off my car every time I go somewhere. I usually have it washed when I go to town. We've got a little car wash here in town. That thing, every time I put money in it, it just sits there. And I'm like, I'm not doing that again. It gives me my money back, all in quarters. Okay, that's how far I got with that one. The other skein is up front, not back here. What else about shopping and so then when it comes to I talked about when I stopped working at my shop, I thought about opening a business here. Well, there's just not enough traffic. And the highway is 12 miles east is the main highway. So that's not helpful. And people are usually not going to drive 12 miles to the west to come over to go to they're just not. And I could go over there, but I don't want to have a place over there and drive 12 miles every day. So, okay, so now I am knitting. That was my crochet blanket. Now I am knitting on this washcloth. And these, I don't even know what this color is anymore. Y'all have to see if you know what it is. This is older, just cream, like vintage ombre or something, I think. But I like this color. I got my order in that I told y'all I had ordered something, but I'm not going to show it to you. I'm working on getting, okay, if you have made it this far, I have 494 subscribers. I am 6 subscribers away from 500. So I spent quite a bit of time working on my website, which means I didn't spend a whole lot of time putting the prize packages together. But I will be picking a winner. Probably do it if I make it to the 500 by tomorrow. I may do it in tomorrow's video. This one's on. That's probably what I'll do. It's gonna be fun. Got a whole box of stuff down here that I've been saving. I've got stuff I got in yesterday, and I have something else in the works. So, let's see. I've reached out to somebody and I'm hoping if that works out, then I can announce that. Secrets. It's got to be a surprise. 500 subscribers is a big milestone, and I'm so thankful for every one of you. I'm trying to make it to more of you guys' lives, and it's hard. Um, Especially with me, you know, trying to do all these other things. No answer. That's all right. May have to do it another way. Okay, now, how many have I got? Hold on, I gotta count. 2, 4, 6, 38. These are the ones that my daughter is making. This is what I taught her to do, my oldest daughter. She has been a dishcloth making fool. So proud of her. And now she has started making washcloths for the baby. So, what else? I haven't listened to any more of my CDs. I've been listening to a podcast called In the Dark. That's pretty good. I listen to podcasts on both Spotify and on, I guess it's iTunes podcast or whatever. purple button podcast. Oh, I got my newest pattern from Kate Jones, and I got it through Love Crafts. So it's the next pattern in the Swish and Flick collective. I will probably sit down and do some of those. It's just that I'm trying to fish a few of these things out because my daughter's going to find out what the baby is, and as soon as she does, I want to start doing those baby things. So I'm kind of afraid to start some of that other stuff, but I still wanted to get the patterns. Plus, I had started all that before I left the place that shall not be named. Happy thoughts here. Almost to the end of the row, and I'll show you the pattern. I was in Billy, Crafty Floridian. I was in her room, and I keep forgetting to ask what that pattern is. I made the pattern for Dana, Wanderlust Crochet. I got her pattern ready to go. And then Billy told me the name of this pattern, so this is a free pattern. The Divine Hat. Now, you have to go to Ravelry for it, but it's free. So there's no problem with getting it. And it has what does it say here somewhere? It's the regular hat. And then it has one for preemie. And then it has it for toddler, I think, or can't remember what they call it. And these are the ones Mama Hodge has been making and sending to Billy. And I wanted to try that pattern. And this is the newest pattern from Kate Jones, the Bakery Bears. Yeah, socks, which I haven't started socks in a while. What else? I'm still working on this blanket. I finished that shawl. Don't know. I need to take stock of what I have. Little projects that I have to finish. I haven't worked on this hat. I have not worked on my grandson's hat. I need to do that. That's about it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed sitting and just spending time with me, getting some projects done. Y'all know how to do the decrease on the washcloth? It's It's an odd one. I'm doing the one with the holes on the sides. So you have to do the holes over here too. I spent Friday evening in the chat with Louise from the Fiber Friends podcast. The Fiber Friends Friday Night Vidian on Facebook, and um, she just got back from the Michigan Fiber Fest, I think, so she was stateside. I really wanted to go see her, but I have to save up because I'm probably going to go to my daughter's again. I don't know whether I will go to Dad's or whether Dad will come here, what he's going to fill up to. So that's 2 trips, and all things going on at work, possibly. Couldn't do it. Maybe next year. And then Saturday I spent some time in Jan's room. That's the Jan Carruthers channel. And it's the Saturday night crafting. And I spent some time in Petra's happy place in her room today. And I spent some time in Sin's crafting world. She was she was doing a live sale, and I went to Heidi's Hangout today. Seems like there was one more. I think I've gotten a whole lot more done. All that chatting. See how it's starting to curve now? As I'm decreasing. So the decrease goes like this. Go in, knit one, then you knit 2 together. Then you yarn over, and you knit 2 together again. Do that at the start of every row, and it'll start to turn. Okay, I think I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna get this up for you guys for today, and what else? You know, I want to tell you a story. Okay, so y'all know I listen to a lot of thriller stuff, a lot of thriller books. I listen to a lot of um, podcasts and all that kind of stuff. I've seen all the Forensic Files. I used to watch Bones. I used to watch sorry, Criminal Minds. Somehow that doesn't sound like I'm saying that right. Anyway, so I wanted to tell you my story, and then I'm gonna go. Okay, so y'all know I'm an '80s girl. My parents and I moved to. Right, let me clear this. parents and I moved to the Wichita Falls area, early 80s, right after the tornado. There was a big tornado in 79. I tried to clear it. I don't know what that is. Why it wouldn't clear. For some reason it was wooden. So we just have to work with it. So anyway, I'm very sorry. Sinus allergies. We were out with the kids. So in the early 80s, there was some nurses that were killed in Wichita Falls. Now, we had a big hospital there, and we had one nurse that disappeared, and then she was found. They found her out in the field, and then there was another nurse that was killed, and then there was another lady that worked. She was in like a nurse's aide kind of thing at the hospital, and then there was another gal that came up missing. And during this time frame, I was working at the local restaurant and going to beauty school. Well, my husband at the time and I lived in a duplex. And so it was like the one side, you looked all the way through the house. But there was a big archway between the living room and the bedroom. And one night that he worked at night, I worked at night, and then I came home and had to get up and go to school the next morning. I bartended, waited tables, all that stuff, and then went to beauty school in the morning. Well, there was a knock on my door. And I didn't open the door. And we didn't even have a phone. And there was no cell phones there. So I went to look out the peephole, and there's this guy pacing back and forth in front of the door. And I turned the light on, he's pacing back and forth. He's talking, and he's upset, and I don't know what he's doing. I didn't know what. At first, I thought he did. I thought at first he looked like my husband's brother, because he was kind of squirrely looking. I was like, I just turned off the light, and I backed away from the door. He knocked on the door, and he's hollering, and I backed all the way back and stood behind the archway so he couldn't see me. And finally it got quiet. And right as it got quiet, like 30 seconds later, there was this crash in the kitchen behind me. Now yeah, I nearly messed my pants. I had done the dishes, and the coffee pot fell off at the top of the rack of dishes. Scared me to death. Just knew he had come in the back door. Okay, so all that was going on. We moved from there to another place. We moved again. We got divorced. I got remarried. I had my girls. years later, man, I have this new friend, and her husband is a detective at the police department. And she says, "You remember that story you told me?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Tell me that again." And I said, "Well, I told her the story I just told you." And the street that I had lived on, one of those nurses that was killed was one block down, and on the corner another block. And so I told her what had happened, told her where I had lived, and all that, because I always kind of wondered if it was that guy, you know. She said, "You need to watch this TV program." And it was a local, well, it was somebody was writing a book about all of it, and they were doing a episode for forensic bites. And so I watched it. And according to what she told me and what I told her, we both think that he's the guy that was on my porch that night, and that he was looking for that other place. So I got the book. Years later, I got the book, and I read the book, and he talked about how he would go out walking because his wife would make him, he was married, and his wife would make him really, really mad, and so he'd go out walking and he'd just get really ticked off. Anyway, I've always thought that that's what happened. I've always thought that was the guy that was on my porch. Scared the Jesus out of me. So yeah, that's my little scary story. We're getting close to Halloween now. Anyway, I don't remember the name of the book. I think it was called Scream at the Sky. I'm not sure who wrote it, but it was almost like one of those. If y'all know about true crime, like Amber, who writes true crime, was one of those type of books. Okay, I'm tired. Hope y'all have enjoyed this, just sitting and talking. I know it was pretty boring, just me just sitting and talking away. But I actually had some requests to do this, so I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope you had a great weekend. Y'all take care, and if nothing else, have fun today. See you later.